So I'm mocking up my solar panels here. I've got two 100 watt Renogy panels, the flexible type. They really hug this roof well. I'm very impressed, and they feel durable. I'm not expecting to have any issues with these guys. So I got a total of 200 watts, and I had to get a little creative with the pass-through for the roof that they offered up. Plan on going right through this grommet here with the pass-through. Get my wires from my connections here right down in. So I try to keep them nice and short. But this also is right above the cabinet I'm going to have all my electrical in. So it worked out real well to have it here. But this pass-through they've sent doesn't have any type of mounting to it. So I've seen a lot of guys just kind of glue them down in place. I just wasn't confident with that for long term. So I fabbed up this little plate out of aluminum that goes up and over this thing, and with a little bit extra silicone and a couple of rivets, you can kind of get the idea here. That's going to hold that down and seal it up real good. So I shouldn't have any troubles with that. So here you can see a close-up of the cover I made to hold the poke-through down. And these next couple shots are just some shots of me test fitting and making sure I had all my inserts in and all my wires planned out. Make sure I had no issues before I did my final install of the poke-through here. Which you can see I got that all siliconed up and riveted in place. Now I got the roof coating on here, and I went ahead and coated this whole setup. One, to seal it up, but two, to kind of hide the blackness of it so it didn't stick out. And these are the nutserts I use to actually hold everything down, and they're basically a rivet in place that has threads in it. And I left screws in all the holes as I did the roof coating, and that really helped seal the base of it all up. You can see the back of the panel here, which I sprayed with this high strength adhesive just to kind of help keep it stuck to the roof to make sure it wouldn't flop in the wind. Here you can see me putting some silicone down each hole of the nutserts, and then I take some stainless steel hardware and thread that in through the silicone, using the silicone just to help seal the threads. And I tighten them down. I was very careful not to over tighten these things, but just snugged them up till we got a little bit of silicone to start to ooze out, and that's it. And I tell you, it really held well. So here you can see I'm about done with the install. Just tacking some of these wires down, making everything hold in place, so hopefully I don't have any issues with these. So I started out using these cheap little plastic clips, and they just fell apart. I didn't trust them. But I switched over to this wire tie, zip tie, and I tell you what, that really did the trick. Everything's snugged up well. There's going to be no flopping in the wind. Should have no issues with these connections. You can see how well these panels just hug the top of this bus. And there's my final shot. Appreciate you watching.